with your purple hair. Is that purple or blue?
Thank you.
Okay. Supposedly, I invite Alwan to join us, but maybe he has some projects going on, so maybe he is not here. But
Okay.
still, we can do some short discussion because it's the first time. I think it's more like a briefing the ideas, which
Yeah.
you have already heard about that. But today you will meet Ali. Ali is our consultant for this project. I sent you Ali's introduction before, right, Claudia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And there's Jonathan and Bella. Jonathan and Bella, who is in charge of the experiment about detecting brain waves. Come
Okay.
up, yeah, come up with 3D waves. Okay. So I have already sent you guys a PowerPoint. Would you like, Jonathan? Could you please share that on the screen?
Yeah, I will share my screen on
I'm
this.
sorry, would you like to introduce yourself first? For example, like Ali, would you like to introduce yourself to everyone?
Shall I introduce myself or Claudia?
I don't know if everyone knows you. Claudia, say hi to Claudia. I don't know.
All right. Well, I'll introduce myself. Hi, I'm Ali Hosseini, and I met Derek actually in January when I was lecturing in Taiwan. A mutual friend, Kevin Cunningham, who is the head of 3LD, Three-Legged Dog Art and Technology Center in New York, introduced us. So I had a lot of interest in this. I've done a number of productions, more or less art, more or less technology. Launched a lot of systems for culture and creativity. So I was quite happy when Derek invited me to consult on the project.
I'm very happy to have you join. And Claudia, would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
I'm Claudia. I'm working at Ars Electronica, and we get in contact through Martin Honzig, who is the festival director of the Ars Electronica Festival. And I'm responsible for all residency projects and cooperation projects with artists and scientists who come to Ars Electronica or who work with our team. I'm mentoring these processes and projects, and I'm also producing them sometimes for the festival.
Okay. Because this video will be editing and put it online. That's why I asked you guys to introduce yourself a little bit. Then we can do the editing. When the people see that the video, yeah.
Oh, maybe I should have been more official. should I talk? I should maybe talk a little bit more about.
We will do the editing and also put everyone's biography on the link. So
Okay.
don't worry. Okay. So how about?
But let me see how it's written first before you put it online.
I will. I will make sure everyone is satisfied with their image. Okay. Okay. Jonathan and Bella, would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
So we both graduated from UCSD, and then I'm cognitive science major. He's management science. And then so actually Derek introduced us into this project, and then for this project we are in charge of the experiment part. Because for this project we actually divide into two parts. One is the experiment, the other is the show art part. And why Jonathan is in here, since he's management science major, because he has more background in music, and also he's better in English. So he's more in charge of the English writing part.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Derek. Hello, everyone. And Jonathan, could you please share the screen about my PowerPoint?
I'm gonna do this. There we go.
Cool.
Yeah. And actually, this PowerPoint is had a meeting with Philip Glass' friends and his agent. I want Philip Glass to join this project. That's why I make the presentation, and we can have a look about this presentation. The first photo on the cover, you can see it's quite horror because it's a real event happened in Taiwan last year, and it's terrible fire accident, which is in the swimming pool because it was a party, but the presenter used the color powder, and because it's flammable, and the lighting was so high, so hot, so it just get burned. And everyone was in the swimming pool, and the swimming pool just like a fireplace, and everyone was in the fire. So it's terrible. And there are many young people died in this accident, but still there are some alive, but they need to go through the long process to do the exercise to healing both in physically and mentally. That's why we have the idea concept. Okay, so the second page is, yeah, because we are thinking the exercise is kind of difficult because it's painful. I don't know if you can imagine when our skin is reborn, and it was a small piece, and we have to make the strength and to make it like the normal skin, and it's really painful. So once you feel painful, you wouldn't like to do that, and if you don't do that, then you wouldn't get recover. But if you don't get recover, and the negative circle will come again and again and again. That's why we are thinking if the music can help these young people because they love music. That's why they are in the party. If the music can help the exercise, their movement go smoothly. For example, like if they more focus on the music, they may forget the pain. I'm not sure, but we can try. That's how we try this experiment.
No, I think that's a good presupposition because I think in rehab they are using music more and more,
Yeah.
depending on what the person likes. To it actually reduces the level of pain by a measurable amount when somebody's listening to music. So.
Yeah, but in the music therapies, there are passive and active. Passive is more like what kind of music you like, and we play the music, you listen, and maybe you will control the pain or decline the painful feelings. And the active music therapy is more like you can use some instrument and play and do some exercise with instrument. For example, like play guitar or play drums to use your eyeball, your elbow, your fingers. Yeah, but in our project, it's a bit different because luckily we meet a Taiwanese artist. His name is Aluan, and he is doing his project. And can we go to the third page?
Okay.
Yeah, and his project is kind of interesting because he is in his late 20s. He was planning to do the 30 works when he getting 30. But actually, he is 32 now. But still, this work haven't finished yet. But he has already done 29 works, and each works is contains with mathematics and the music, and you can use your mouse to play on the screen, and each movement can create some music and some graphics on the screen, and it's interactive. All right. So when I met Alan, I think that's a good idea, and I asked him if he can design the application from the screen to the movement. Because if we ask the burning passion to do with mouse, maybe it doesn't help because they do the exercise every day. Sometimes it's fingers, sometimes from their elbow, sometimes from their legs. So I asked Alan if he can design the application from the mouse to the movement. So you can see the graphics from screen and also from your actions. That's what I'm thinking. And we reach a conclusion, and he will design 5 applications for those patients we had invite from the accident. So there would be five applications for that. So if the patients they join this project, I hope we can make the negative circle into positive. For example, if they can make the movement and also create the music, maybe not music, create some sounds. Everyone can do their individual sounds, or they can do group sounds. They may be, because they are young people, they may like to do some teamwork, and they may like to do things all together. So we are thinking if they can do individual and group to make the music. Okay, and there's a link. There's a link I sent. I put on the PowerPoint. Uh, you can take a look, and the link is Aluan especially asked if Philip Glass can join and use this application. And the reason this one is because Aluan think this is more like an instrument because it has some. It's not just random. It could regularly and come up with the sounds in the I don't know how to say that，比较像是音乐创作，就是说它有一个规律是可以变成是音乐。
It's more like you're composing a piece of music.
Yeah, but
so should I play this?
Because in this application, the regulation in mathematics and the actions, they is not just random. There's some orders, so the people or the composer can use it, but still it has to improve. For example, like it could be recording, it could be repeated. Then the composer can make it more artistic piece, not just like a movement only. Is that
It
clear?
struck me as being both a compositional tool, or a scoring tool, and an instrument. So that was quite interesting, and it seems like you could probably change parameters outside of that interface to get different pitches or to create.
You guys want me to play the video?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you can see that it's not just graphics only. Once you can make the graphic into like a triangle, you know, because triangle this is kind of in mathematics, it has its own logic. Or if you design the graphic into a square, the sound would be can be regularly and make the composing not just for you know for accidentally or for whatever you're doing. You can do predict the sound. All right. Okay, so that's Alan's work. So he will come up with 5 applications which can use your movement to do the interactive with the screen and the movement and the music. All right. And
Yeah.
okay, the next page is from the brainwave detecting. And Jonathan, would you like to introduce a little bit and how far you are going now?
Okay, so for the past week or two, we've been trying to test this headset. It's called the EPOC Plus device, and then basically you just wear it on your head, and then it will have all the little brainwaves from all these little like these little connecting points. All of them will give you a single brainwave from that part of the brain, and then once we start doing an activity like reading, listening to music, or meditating, all the brainwaves for that single person will change. So it's really interesting. Here, I want to show you guys a video. Um, I want to show you guys a video of our test. So this is what we did. Here, I'll just do this. This is our video while, let's see, Bella was reading. She actually starts. 我没跑。
还在 8
Okay, so this is when Bella is actually reading. So we can see her activities, like including her engagement, excitement, interest, and everything. And all these little brainwaves are individual connecting dots on her head. So you can see certain different parts of her brain is actually working differently than the other parts when she's reading. And we've done this for, let's see, we did this for listening to music. We did this for movements, and we tested the extent of how this device can work with heavy movements versus just little movements. So we did. Our testing results showed that moving, like shaking your head, might actually shake the devices. So that might actually not work correctly for the device. And this is the actual device. If you guys wanted to see this. It looks like this, and then actually on these little points there will be little connectors, and you have to soak them in this solution right here for it to work, and we haven't put that on yet. So.
And then why we want to use this is because we actually want to have a subjective data. So when Alan designed his movement, when those patients are doing this, for example, like this arm movement, we want to make sure the brainwave is actually doing better than normal rehab. So this is just for us to get some subjective data.
May I ask if Claudia can see the screen now?
Sorry,
Can you see? You can't see the screen now.
Oh
no.
Okay. So
it's weird. Everything is stuck. But
okay.
yeah.
It's okay. You can see the broadcast video.
I've seen the PowerPoint, and I know the device. And
Okay.
we've been working with a different device lately here for a residency project. So I probably know what you're talking about, and I've seen these recordings of the brain waves. And
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking if Jonathan can send the video to Claudia after the discussion,
Okay.
and maybe Claudia could suggest some devices more usable, because I know Claudia was working with some artists and they even designed the shape of the equipments. I don't know, wearable equipments.
Yeah,
So
it
yeah.
now it should end up as a wearable.
Mhm.
And we've been talking to a company that's also located in Upper Austria. Actually, the artist is very much involved now with this company because they have different electrodes and connectors. Because initially we also wanted to use the same device as you now have,
Mhm.
but but we wanted to have it without the salvia, without this solution. So we decided to Anok decided to use the Neosky first, but with Neosky you've got the problem that it's only 2 or 3 electrodes.
Oh,
So
okay.
it would not really work or would not give you enough reliable information.
Right.
So it's now we now use other electrodes, and there are 2 versions in the making that we use for this residency project. And actually, and these and the electrodes and the system we are getting from this company in Upper Austria. It's called GTEC. And probably the project will be finished by mid of May or end of May. So the 2 versions have different kind of dates when they have to be finished, because one of them will be part of the exhibition that starts in June, and the other one will only be available online. And this is actually something that we maybe could use, or at least the system, we could build on the system if we want to. Or you could try this out, because it will be an open source project. So all the necessary information, what we in the end will use, will be found online in an Instructable. So this is also something we could experiment with. But on the other hand, these devices you have are quite reliable, especially because they have this salvia, especially because you don't use the dry electrodes, but you have those with the solution.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I love to have Claudia join this project, because Jonathan and Bella, you can ask Claudia. She is a professional here. Yeah. Okay, so every time or even its equipment matters or the passions, or every time when you read the data or collecting problems, you can ask Claudia. Just send email. Can they do
I'm
that?
not EP, but I know a little bit, and I know we've got this good network here that we can talk and get some more information about it, and also maybe, think about different electrodes.
Okay.
Okay. So, is there anything more you want to talk, Jonathan, about the experiment?
I think this is what we have for now, and then in the few weeks we're planning to start testing on actual subjects on May.
Yeah.
During May,
So
yeah.
probably starting next week.
Next week.
We are still waiting for the association, the rehab association, to actually give us approval to do the actual experiment. Yeah.
Okay.
So we are still waiting on that approval.
Yeah, but I would say if you have to have a plan B. I mean, if they don't agree,
Yes.
They're
Oh.
disconnected.
Oh no.
sorry,
Okay.
do I come? Did I come back?
Yeah, you're back.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, I mean, you might have a plan B, because if the foundation, because it's they serve for the burning patients. If they are not approve our project, then you might have to find another patients. But
Right.
still, time passing, so we have to find the right patients and right person. Yeah.
Because
Sorry.
for now, we have 5 patients. They already agree on doing our project, but
Okay.
they are not representing the foundation. So I think our backup plan is that we actually ask them to come out, not doing in the place they normally we have, but maybe
we will
we'll
set up a
a
location.
room
Yeah.
for them to.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that will be our plan. But
So-
it's better if we can do at their foundation,
Because they're also used to it.
yes, and then they have their
Equipment.
空间
Yeah.
they have.
When will you know? When will you know if you have permission or not?
They are still processing. I'll
Yeah.
I'll turn an email like asking them, is it okay? But they say they have been processing my proposal.
Yeah.
I don't
We
know.
gave them all the paperwork that they wanted, so now we're just waiting.
Okay.
And you get the notice next week or so.
Yes.
Yeah. But our plan, regardless, will be starting at May 1st. So we'll come up with something if anything doesn't work out. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
I'll be
yeah, please.
out of office now for 3 weeks, and then I'll be on business trips till the 8th of June. So
Okay. June 8th.
if you've got some questions, it will be probably a little bit difficult. I have some days where I can work on something in the end of May or beginning of June.
Okay.
But actually, I'm back then by mid of June or after the first week of June.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, and because we were also make the recording during the experiments, so we will ask the video team, are they ready? And Jonathan, you might ask Nai Ping, our producer, and she can manage that. If the video team is not available or is not working, and how you are going to do the record. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and once you have datas or some 3D images, you can go give that to Alwan. All
Okay.
right. Okay. Okay. So we go back to our PowerPoint.
Okay. Let me share this. Okay.
Okay. At the beginning, I was thinking I would have an exhibition to share. Hello, Claudia, are you there?
Yes, I'm still there.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. At the beginning, I was thinking if I can manage the presentation as an exhibition, but I'm thinking the exhibition is more like when you came in a place and I told you something and you agree or disagree and you say, that's good, that's not good, and you walk out and you forget everything. It's more like from the up to the down. So I don't think this project is suitable, this kind of concept. It's not for exhibition. So I'm thinking I changed the presentation, the exhibition to a party. The reason I want to make it a party is because, these young people, they get hurt in the party, but they may have some guilty. The guilty could be deeply inside their hearts, but they didn't observe. They think that's all their fault. If they didn't go to the party, then things wouldn't have happened. If they don't get hurt, and their family wouldn't have to go through all these painful things, right? So the guilty can be rooted in their heart, and maybe they didn't how can I say? They didn't observe that, but it could happen in every decision they make in the future. That's why I want to make a party to invite them to join and let them know that it's not their fault. It's the presenter's fault. It's fine to have fun as you are young. Okay, so I'm going to have a party in November. I'm not sure if the date is confirmed. It's like the first or the second week of November. When I hope you all can come over to join. And in the party, there will be some music from those patients have done. Okay, the sound from the patients have done. Also, the image from their brain waves, the graphics from Alan's application, they all combine together for the video projection. So there will be a VJ and the DJ, and the party will divide into two sections. The first section would be directing by Alan, because Alan also a sound artist. So he will work with a DJ team from local. Okay, and the second section, I would invite a DJ from abroad, and if the DJ interested in this project, and he or she can create her or her own music and visual in the party, if she or he is interested. And now I'm approaching a DJ from Berlin, which is who is she? She is kind of one of 100. You know, there's some list from techno music, and she is one of the 100. And I hope she can come and join this project. But now I'm still discussing with her, and because we don't have any outcome for the project at this moment. So once we got some data, some visuals, some graphics, I will send to her, and if she would like to come in November. Or I also approached the director from Mapping Festival, because in Mapping Festival they also have some party scenes. So if they can, if the DJ in their festival may interested in this project, and it's more easy to have them to come because they have known each other already. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and also I ask, sorry, so complicated. And also I ask Michael from Denmark, because in his festival, Click Festival in May, who invited Philip Glass to go there. And because in his festival, music is heavy part of the program. So if he knows any DJs interested in this, I would ask him to present our idea. Or if Ali or Claudia, you know anyone, any DJs, because I hope this project is not just from local, it's also internationally attention. Okay, so the last page of the PowerPoint is there are a few goals of this project. Because this project is 2-year run project. The first year is, which is now. I hope the presentation is a party, just as I said before. But the second year, I hope, and also Aluan, he hopes this project can be a real performing arts. But we don't have a clue about the art forms at this moment, because I was suggesting maybe a dance with the music, with his art piece, but he said it's crochet. Everyone does that, so he needs some new art form. Sorry.
We've been talking about the possibilities about some other interactive art pieces.
Yeah.
That maybe are not performances, something more interactive, also involving audiences. So could be interesting for example, for a fellowship with the Ars Electronica Future Lab or so.
Yeah. That's why I would love to have you to involve, and because I will meet Philip Glass in May, and also I hope if it could be presented in his center. He has a Philip Glass center in LA. Is that if it's possible? But the thing is, I don't know what it would be at this moment, so I can just talk to him if it's possible, since he is participating in this project. I don't know. It's all open. And there's another goal is Alan is agreed to have his artworks to open for the public, open source, you know. So we
Okay.
might design as an app eventually, and for people to download freely if you have some needs from this. For example, like maybe not for burning patient only, maybe for Alzheimer, for the old people. If your family there's someone needs do some tiny exercise or do some movement, and you can do with this app. That's what we are hoping. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's all the project about.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I fear I have to soon say I have to leave, so
Okay. No problem. I think it's almost done now. Just
okay.
because
I'm sorry.
today I
Wasted
was
now I have to leave, but another appointment is waiting.
okay. So
Okay.
do you
Okay,
have
it's a
any?
pleasure to meet you, Claudia.
But
Yes.
it's done.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So the best thing is at least Jonathan and Bella knows you now. So if they have any questions, they just email you. All right. If you can reply,
Yeah.
just do it. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank
Don't
you.
worry if I don't answer immediately, but I'm out of office now for a few weeks, so
Okay,
it could take a while, and I'm only here for a few days in May, and then I'm in London, then I'm in Chile, and then I'm back in June, so.
okay.
No problem. Yeah.
Claudia, if you're in London, we could meet because that's where I live.
Okay, I'm in London on the 18th to the 20th of May.
Okay, that should work for me actually. I'll be there. So
Okay,
yeah.
then maybe we could meet up on the 18th or so.
Okay, the 18th would be great. So I think we're on the same email, but if not, I'll get you email from Derek. And
Okay.
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 Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you, Claudia. Bye.
okay.
Enjoy your next meeting.
Thanks.
Okay, so Ali, do you have any feedback or for example, like for Alliance project, we don't know what it would be happen next year. Maybe if we find time, you can talk to him. Yeah, discuss
Yeah,
with him.
I'd like to talk to Aloan. I mean, I can see that there's a number of parameters that can be set in the piece that he's doing live on screen. There are a number of other parameters that may be set. I don't know if they're set through code or if he has a graphic interface, but there are whole things about, well, this thing could play in different keys. You could have different pitch ranges. There could be all sorts of other generative parameters that could be set, and I don't know how interested he is in exposing those to other people or taking feedback on them or working with other people on it. So I think for me, the most important thing to find out would be what his concept is, how collaborative he wants to be on it. I'm not saying he should be or shouldn't, it's his work. And then getting a sense of what that working relationship is going to be. And again, with the brainwaves, I'd love to see more work coming out on that. I'd love to get my hands on one of those. One of the things I should have said at the beginning is that I'm a research fellow in the Department of Informatics at King's College London, specifically the Center for Telecommunications Research, and our project is networked communication, network performance. So I'm working with Ericsson and Vodafone on developing performances that happen in more than one place simultaneously, and we're doing a series of workshops. The first is audio, the second is video, and the third is haptic, to co-create theatrical pieces around this. One of the things we're also looking at is, we're working basically from the premise of the next stage of Internet of Things and also the Internet of Touch. And we're also looking at the Internet of Emotions, so we're looking at things that can stimulate the vagus nerve directly. So I think there are a lot of questions about sort of the resolution and accuracy of EEG. So I'd like to just track what you're doing there. Maybe get my hands on one of those devices if I can, and just see if I can replicate things here and work with you on interpreting the data and giving it a context of how objective we should take these subjective measurements. So do they track? What do they actually track to? And how do we, can we create an emotional scale? So I'm just there to, I'd love to track what you're doing. If you want to lean on me for anything, I'm happy to do that. I'd love to look at your results and just comment on them as they come along. And I actually have access to a lot of resources and technologies that, may be of use to this project. So, and we're really interested in collaborating as well. So, I might be able to, tap into King's College, which has a, really good computer science. That's what informatics is computer science engineering, but also a lot of biomed and medicine. So.
Oh, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think the next step I would have Alon to talk to Ali and to describe or explain how he is thinking and how about the app into turning into a composing tools, And if Jonathan, you can manage that and help the translation, because I'm not sure if Alan can talk English fluently. Okay. So next step, I will manage that. Maybe very soon. Okay.
Okay.
And please, Jonathan, when you start to do the experiment with the patients, any data, please come along to Ali and send to him. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there? Could we create a folder? It could be in anything: Dropbox, Google, something else.
Probably put it in Google Drive or something once we figure out how to implement the data. Yeah, because it comes in a really weird file, and you have to open it with a weird program. So we're still trying to figure out how the easiest way to access the data. And then after we find out how to do that, we'll give you guys the link.
Great. Okay. And I mean, is there any way I could get a hold of one of those emotives?
We only have one right now, and then we're gonna order 2 more, I think. Yeah, but I can give you this website. Yeah.
Yeah, you can check out the website, or you can do it when you are back to Taiwan.
Yeah.
You'll have a good data, because you have to touch your scalp. So
the electrodes have to touch your scalp for it to work.
So it's really
yeah. I know, and with the saline solution. But I think if I want to test it out myself, I'm a good subject. So.
Yeah, you're
the best. We are actually looking for you.
I'll be in Taiwan in early July, but it would be great if they could give me one, just so I could try to replicate what you guys are doing and understand it better. So.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you for everyone to participating this time, the first time discussion online. Thank you, Ali. And
thank you.
Let's keep posted. All right, and I will manage you to talk to Ali very soon. Talk to Alwan. Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Ciao. Bye. And Jonathan.